Hey fam, how are you? Happy New Year. It's good to finally be in your living room yet again. Yes, we can still say Happy New Year. It's February, but we've not had the scoop this year. How have you been? Have you missed us? We have missed these conversations and we are back with real conversations. We're going to get real, we're going to get raw. This season of the scoop is exactly what you've been asking God for. So, for this month of February, we're going to be talking about love and relationships. Yeah, exciting, I know. And today we have such an amazing guest, and we're going to be talking about love and relationships from the perspective of a single person. You know, we'll cover married, we'll cover divorced, we'll cover widowed, we'll cover it's complicated. Yeah, so keep it here for the realest conversations on the scoop. So, on this episode, I have this amazing person right here. She is hilarious, guys. I promise you, you are in for a treat. Her name is Kare. I call her Kare. She'll give us her government names in a bit. But I'd like you to just come on over and let's have this conversation.
Awesome.
So, karibu sana, Kare.
Thank you so much for having me on the scoop.
Absolutely a pleasure. So tell us, what is your name? You can tell us your government name. There's another name I just discovered a few minutes ago. I'll be downloading it in a few. But tell us, who is Kare? Tell us about yourself, your name, and all that.
Thank you, Chico. So my government names are Josephine Wangari Macharia. Feel free to send me an M-Pesa to confirm that. But most people call me Kare, which is a short version of my middle name, Wangari.
Ah,
Yes, that's where Kare comes from.
That's where Kare comes from.
Yes, yes.
You know, the funny part is, I mean, from the way you write your name, is like Kare of sunshine.
So let me interject. So Kare, I write it, of course, in a very, like in a creative, different way. And it's also a part of that because then everyone calls me Kare of sunshine. So I'm all about spreading sunshine, spreading
your
happiness.
Sunflower yellow like that.
Absolutely. Like, let's just enjoy the world for everyone.
Okay, good.
So then I remember in 2009, I did Mizizi.
Okay.
And inside the book, there's a questionnaire you go through to find out what you've been called to.
Okay.
It didn't matter how many times I did that test. My highest score was evangelist.
Oh, wow.
At that point in time, an evangelist to me was standing at Kencom and, yes, Bwana, yes, and I was like, I don't think I'm cut out for that. But a friend of mine told me, you know what? You can actually start a blog. Why don't we call it Career of Sunshine? And that's where the name was birthed.
Oh, wow.
Yes.
That's amazing. And you do live up to the name, for sure.
Thank you
You
so
are
much.
a ray of sunshine.
Thank you so much.
She truly is.
Thank you.
So, we're talking about single people.
Yes.
Are you single?
Yes, I'm single.
Is it by choice, by circumstance, by accident?
No, definitely by circumstance because
Okay.
I'm still waiting and looking forward to the day I will get married and be in that relationship and sharing my life with someone.
Amazing.
Yes.
So the thing is this, and we're going to get very, very open about this. With relationships and with single people, first of all, especially in the Christian circles, it's looked as if sometimes like you're a leper, like it's something you need to be cured of. And that marriage is this big achievement that you need to strive towards. And I'm sure some of you can relate to that.
Absolutely.
So what is that like for you? You know, living in 2021, you're a single person, and what does that look like in the Christian circles where you are?
First, I happen to go to a church where, and this may not be the case, but it's like everywhere you look, everyone is Mrs. someone or Mr. someone. So there's pressure. I would be lying if I say there's no pressure. And you kind of feel like the odd one out when service is over, when we're still meeting together, and everyone is running to a spouse or to pick kids, and you're like, okay, cheers. The Lord be with you. See you next Sunday. And you're just, kind of like inching and heading out. Yeah? There is a lot of pressure, and it's true. At times, you almost feel like, is there something I'm not doing right? Have I not prayed enough? Have I not fasted enough? Have I not checked my life and myself enough? So there's that pressure where you keep it's almost like there are all these standards you feel like you need to meet. And then you feel like, God, when will it be me?
Okay.
So have you forgotten me?
Right.
And
right.
so the pressure is there. At times it gets uncomfortable, but you just need to get to a space where you say, when the time is right, there's a verse in Isaiah 60:22. When the time is right, I, the Lord, will make it happen.
Right.
And it sounds good, but there are times where they're like, Mungu Baba. It's for tears. Yeah. So I think it's just getting to that place where I will not put my life on hold, waiting.
Right.
I'll keep living.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. So we've talked about church. What about family? Like, have you ever been in those situations where in family, every wedding, guys will look at you like, when do you want to do this? Have you ever experienced that in your family?
So luckily I come from a family where I don't get pressure from my immediate family.
Okay.
But yes, there are functions you go to and people are looking at you like you're working, you're like, you look like you're doing well, every other area in your life is okay. What is it? Like, why? Yes. In fact, I never knew that. So the first time I was asked, "Uko na watu?" I'm there like, familiar. And I was like, no. Uko na mtu? I'm there like, oh. Yeah, so then, I don't know, I don't speak for everyone. There are those functions where you feel the need to come with a friend to reduce the questions.
Okay.
So yes, the pressure is there, but you just learn not to let it get to you. And you learn to avoid, because there are certain people who you know, I'm not going to talk to you, I'll just dodge you.
And those people are like triggers for you.
Yeah.
Because then you just go into this dark path where you're just thinking,
like, I'm not doing this because I want to. Even I want to be married. Yeah? And the person asking you more often than not doesn't have the luxury of walking with you. So they don't know the seasons you've been through. They don't know that there were moments where you were actually dating. So they only see you when you're single.
Yeah.
So they're like, no, then like, you must be the problem. There's something wrong.
A problem.
Yeah.
Right. So you've touched on something. So here you are, you know, you're living your life. You're not like in holding, just waiting. You're doing stuff with yourself. Have you ever like been in that position where you're doing well at work, God is fulfilling the promises He's made to you. You feel like you're doing it, but there's like a thing that's just like you're just waiting. And of course, we talk about being single, but have you been in a relationship? So out of all that, have you been in a relationship before?
Yes, I have been in a relationship.
Okay.
Yes, I have been.
Okay.
Yes.
And was it, because we don't talk about this in church, it's like everyone who walks down the aisle, that was their first relationship.
I know.
Praise
Amen.
the Lord.
Hallelujah.
Yeah, I saw in a vision. But talk to me about the journey of dating.
Oh, wow.
Like, is this it? Is this not? I don't know. Or, I know this is not it, but, I just need a relationship right now. I need to be in a relationship. Talk to me about that.
Okay, so I'll talk about the different seasons I've been through. There's a season in my life where I remember my close friends had nicknamed me Samurai. Don't even ask why.
No.
Because apparently, it's like I was dating so many guys at the same time. But then what I realized is it wasn't dating. If I liked John's personality and I like maybe your work, the way you work or the way you carry yourself. Like I had my ideal man in different people.
Okay, like you just needed a cocktail and just create one.
So you're always, right now I need someone to cheer me up. So I know today is a day I'll call John. But tomorrow when I need someone to pray and we are going deep, I'll call this person. And unfortunately, you can be in seasons in your life where because you're so tired of looking for that person who fits the proverbial list, you now look for it in different people, which is not sustainable, and you're setting yourself up for failure. So that season ended. Then I moved on to a relationship, and you always go in knowing that, God, this is the one, or it could be the one. And there is I'm a hopeless romantic. So the movie is this my hallmark moment? Oh my, the violins in the background. Yeah, they're like, oh, thank you.
This is it.
Your prayers even changed, Jehovah, my Father. Because they're like, thank you. we are here.
It's happening.
And then you realize that, no, this is not it. I'm actually moving from a place of desperation. So I'm just settling for the sake of not being single, of saying, I have someone. So that ended, and then I got to a space where I knew this is the one. And it was so serious, I actually thought it would lead into marriage.
Oh, wow.
But then it did not. But the in-between is that for every season when I look back, God was growing me and building me and changing something in me and revealing things I needed to work on. Not to say that when I get married, I will be perfect. No, but he allowed all those to grow and mature me in different ways.
Wow.
Yes.
But did you always have that positive attitude that, you know, this is for the best, the Lord is growing me? Or were you heartbroken?
Not.
Did you like...
No. I've had seasons where I've been so heartbroken to a place where you're like, God, I can't talk to you. You allowed me to love this person, to be vulnerable. Like, we've come so far.
Yeah.
Why didn't you tell me 2 weeks, like 2 weeks when we started?
Yeah, like
this is a year and a half. I've given my all. I have committed. It has cost me. And I'll never forget one day, I was listening to a very holy playlist, in quotes, and I came across a song by Boys to Men. I'm doing just fine, getting along very well without you in my life. So at first, yes, it was, I am. But then I broke down and I cried. I was not crying because of the relationship that had just ended. I was crying because God was telling me, this is exactly what you are telling me. You're telling me that you're doing just fine. You don't need me, God, in your life. And what I had done is I'd said, God, because I see you answering prayer in all these other areas in my life, every time I give you my heart, I end up heartbroken. So you know what? I'm okay. I will not trust you. I've moved on. And it reminds me of a story in 2 Kings. And the word of the Lord says that Elisha would always go to Shunem. And there's this house of a leading lady. He'd always go and stay at their house. So one day she talks to the husband and says, listen, every time the man of God comes, he stays with us. Why don't we prepare a room for him? So they added an extra room upstairs. They put a bed, a table, a lamp, and a chair. So every time Elisha came, he would stay with them. So one day Elisha tells Gehazi, go ask the Shunammite, what can we do for her to repay her kindness? And the Shunammite says, no problem, I'm paraphrasing. She's there like, I'm satisfied, me and my family, I'm okay. Elisha was not satisfied. So then Gehazi conferred and he said, actually, she doesn't have a son and her husband is old. So Elisha said, call her. She came and he told her, this time next year, you will be nursing a son. And she's there like, oh, man of God, do not deceive me with such fantasies. And there are times in our journey that the very thing you are praying for, the very thing you've waited for, you're yearning for, you're waiting to get married, it now becomes, you know what, God, I have done everything. Okay. You're not going to answer. Now imagine it's a fantasy, like, I don't care anymore, like I've moved on. But God said, said it will still come to pass. And she got a child. So the same, when God showed me that, it took me to a place that really broke me because I'd reached a place. If I'm honest, last year where I said, okay, God, mimi na wewe ni mwabudu, like I will serve, I will do what you asked me to do. But I was lying because my heart...
it was not from a place of the realness. It was, I've been broken and I can't do this again.
That's the thing. And he said, I want to heal you so that the next person who comes, you're not going to be cold. You're not going to say, I'm not going to open up until I see a ring. No. So through the seasons, just allow God to heal you. So whether it's single, never married, or you had a bad breakup, you are divorced, and you're thinking, I can't do this again. God says it's not a fantasy where you think they lied, that they're not. Just go back, allow him to heal you and bring that love that is pure and is what he has for you.
Wow. That's a journey of healing. And even just being in that that state of mind that you've allowed God. Because I feel like sometimes, especially in you know, if you're born again, it's like dating is over there and Jesus is over here. So you kind of feel like, let me just deal with this over here and then bring it, separately, and then bring it to Jesus, bless it, let's get married, and then I will be fine. But I love that you are very intentional, even in the heartbreak, that God was present in that heartbreak and you allowed him to teach you certain things that probably wouldn't have learned.
Absolutely not.
You know, if you were not in that situation.
Yeah.
Wow, guys, are you enjoying this? And I know you relate with some of this. And, you know, if you can identify with what Carrie is saying, hit us up on the comment section. Talk to us. Tell us your experience. You know, we'll have our WhatsApp line there. You know, send us a WhatsApp. Let us know, is this relevant to you? Are you hearing God through this? Yeah. All right? So, Carrie, I want to sort of take a different trajectory for a minute here. So we have a lot of myths. And we're going to do like a myth buster session right here.